I'm very much in the camp of like, no, don't use AI. But I'm also like just trying to find references, and I was like, they don't exist. Like it does not exist. Like I have to make it. So like, especially with nuanced stories from like minority backgrounds where it's like, dog, some of these executives or people with money could not imagine, like they can barely imagine a movie about a black man in on Earth. Like, you think they're gonna be able to imagine like this fictional thing? Like, it's like it would cost money or time that a lot of times we don't have.
Hey guys, we're talking today with Daddy. We're going to be talking about our different projects we're working on, from LowFunk to Supernigga. And we're talking about all the benefits and obstacles and ways of navigating the industry. Stay tuned.
Let me get my black ass out of here.
The girth of justice has been felt.
What the hell?
Well, I just want to first say thank you, man, for doing this and having this like recorded. It really means a lot. Yeah. And I'm a big fan at what you're putting out, man. Supernigga, love it. It was shot well. Like the whole concept.
So dialogue was great.
Yeah, dialogue. You killed it. I can't wait to see it come out. Yeah, man. And of course, Nightmare on Malcolm X Boulevard. Looking forward to that, and I just like the whole energy you putting out, man. I had a cartoon that got shelved, and that's why I'm doing this. It was with Comedy Central, and it was like, oh, we love it, it's great. I was like, I just want to do this differently, and that's why we decided to like pitch it through this podcast and maybe build a fan base first. So that's what this is all about.
Yeah, we're building the audience first. And then you can direct them to the movie. You can direct them to the comic, the whatever, the graphic novel, the album, whatever you want to make. Because that's basically what musicians do nowadays on TikTok or, whatever. It's like you make a song, make it go viral on the internet, and then a label or whoever comes behind it and is like, okay, we'll put money behind it for distribution, because you don't really need a deal or anything. You just need money for marketing and promotion. So... Yeah. Which you also don't even need a label for that at this point. You literally can get the money yourself from sponsors, investors. It's like you have to build you got to build an ecosystem.
Right. Yeah.
That's been the thing that I've been going back and forth, whether to look strictly for an investor or try to get a deal or a partnership with the studio. And like I'm struggling with that, because it's like, okay, I get an investor, they give me the money, and then we go make it. Or it's like, let's partner with the studio and like, hey, we both own this and you have the resources to make it. I'm an animator. I went to grad school for animation, but I'm not trying to animate this. Like I want to direct and be on the creative side, and like I would love for a studio to just like, hey, make this for me. But the many directions, like I actually have like 2 investors that were interested. I'm like, okay, you give me the money and then what? Like, this will be my job. I want this to be my job, but it's still a risk involved,
Is there a world in which so if you were to take money from investors, would you be able to build, like, because you're saying like with a studio, you would have the team that can help facilitate, like, making the animating and everything, so you can just focus on directing. If with the investor situation, are you able to do similar? Are you able to? Is it enough of a budget to hire a team and take a bit of a load off of your shoulders?
Animation is very expensive. It would need to be a really big investor. And then the other route is like, just let the studio be part owners. Like you're going to have to share the IP with them, and maybe cheaper, or they just do it totally for free. Not for free, but like for the back end and everything. So
like I did a Kickstarter for A Nightmare on Malcolm X Boulevard, right? And I remember when I finished it, I was like, bro, that's the last time I ever want to do a Kickstarter. I don't ever want to do that ever again. That was so much. And then I got into the Kickstarter Community Advisor Council, right? And where it's like, I'm in a community of all these other people who crowdfund, who have been doing it for years and stuff, and seeing their, like, just learning from them and also sharing my experience. But from being in that community, I've learned, like, whoa, wait, there are people who, like, your business, like, Kickstarter is like an integral aspect of your business. Like, people who are like, we run 2 Kickstarters every month, and they're raising like $600,000 each Kickstarter. Like,
Dang.
and it's companies in so many different ranges, right? Like, different areas of expertise. Some are comic books, so and some are in like video games. And there's one woman who even said, was like calling in from her office and was like, oh, this, like, she showed us the office, and it was like this beautiful 3-story office in South America with like all glass windows and like greenery and stuff, and like a co-working space. And she was like, this was funded from a Kickstarter. Like, and and the dudes on Kickstarter were like, oh yeah, we're starting to build a map of like all the physical locations that have been financed through crowdfunding projects on Kickstarter.
Damn.
And so I say all this to say that, like, man, there's so, like, that has inspired me to, like, really understand, like, wait, that is there is a real way to build with your community, you know, like, that's, and even again, like, I look at all my stuff, like, I have moved way faster by by a mix of crowdfunding and investors. But crowdfunding has kind of been a way to advertise the project and attract investors, you know? So by being involved in all of that and really having that direct connection between your investors and your community, you really know what's going on. Like, you know you know what the people want, you know what the investors want, and you know what you need. And both sides have a lot more respect from you for you when they see, okay, like, the investors see you're coming with leverage, you have an audience. The audience is seeing, whoa, you're able to, like, you have financing, you have resources.
Yeah, just a quick question about the Kickstarter thing. So, like, with Nightmare on Malcolm X Boulevard, what is the incentive to invest? Like, what do they get out of it? Is it just credits? Is it just being a part of that community? Or are there, like, other tangible things that are, because I know different people do it different ways.
Yeah, you're getting production diaries. So you're getting, you know, we're keeping you updated on, like, as we're going through pre-production through production, through post. There's behind the scenes videos and clips and photos. There's also the soundtrack, and or like the behind the scenes documentary. Then invitations to screenings and shows, because since the film is all about stand up, and a lot of the cast are stand up comedians, I want to take the film on tour when it's done and do a stand up tour in different cities. So giving people access to that.
It seems different than like the traditional investor. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get 120% back, right? So you just got like a group of people like, I just want to invest. Fuck it. Like,
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, if you can build the community around the IP, why wouldn't they want it? You know, like, we're basically in that day and age where you can find the people that want the thing that you want to make and just talk to them directly instead of a studio or whatever. Or, but, you know, it's also like, whether you're building a community to raise money or not, I think at the end of the day, that is the most crucial aspect. Like, build the community, and because that gives you leverage whenever you go to investors, or if you do ever want to crowdfund, you know?
yeah, that's interesting.
So it's like, because what I hated about the Hollywood way of doing things is, like, no one's just direct about, like, all right, here, like, like you said, you know, you went through it with your show. Like, no one just says, we don't want to do this, or like, this sucks, or like, you know, we can't do this because it's too black, it's too gay, it's too whatever. Like, just be honest, you know, or like, tell me, how long is this going to take? Say, you don't know, we don't have the money, we can't, like, there's no straight answers. It's always like, runarounds.
So what were your routes on distribution? Like, are you just open for like, Nightmare on Malcolm X Boulevard? Like, can that live anywhere, or do you want it to be a certain place? Like, because do you we have to work with Hollywood? I'm asking, like, if we wanted to be certain places, like HBO or adult, like we want to be like Adult Swim, HBO, those premiere. But is this a new age where it's like, F it, like it lives on YouTube, fuck it, like
Man, I mean, there is a part of me that's always like, yeah, what if you did just put movies on YouTube? Like, what if you did just put it like where it's like wherever? What if you could just sell it directly to the people? Like for me, it's like I can't really say today that, yeah, this is how it's gonna come out and that's it. Like, I feel like you have to be open. You never know. Same with stand-up comedy. Like, and I feel like when I first started making Malcolm X Boulevard, my idea was like, whoa, okay, Supernigga went on YouTube and we got like 400,000 views in a few weeks, with just organically off of TikTok and Twitter and Instagram shares, no money behind it, no press. And I was like, imagine if we put a feature film on Tubi, and we're able to drive our audience to Tubi.
Yeah.
Boom, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if I told you guys, like one of the distribution deals was a gas station TVs.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to put the cartoon on gas station TVs.
Oh,
funny.
I like that. Really?
I do too.
I love that.
Let's talk about that.
A horror thing at the
That's
pump.
what they were gonna do. That's what they were gonna do with your show.
That was one of the deals. They were like, hey, we can get them on the gas station TVs. And we were like, yeah. we went through a lot of different partners and like collabs, and it ended up at Comedy Central. But before that, there was one in particular who was like, he just wants to, it was called the Secret Society, and he really wanted to build a real secret society and make parties and games and t-shirts, and it was a good route to go. But one of the deals was like, yeah, you guys can put this on gas station TVs. And back then we were like, no, now I think like, oh, that would have been like,
that would have been everywhere. Yeah.
I get it. I feel like, because it's like we think about what these other platforms, like what they mean to people, and like what, the prestige. It's like getting an Oscar, like versus a MTV Movie Award. I get it. But I also feel like we're in a time where like, it's like, what is an HBO show? It's like, what does an HBO show really mean? It's like every HBO. I think HBO is out of all the streaming platforms, HBO is my favorite. I feel like it's like there's HBO and A24, and I think that those are it's such a beautiful pairing that they have come together. If your goal is to get your thing on HBO, then that's basically like saying, okay, my goal is to rely on HBO and their machine to build this audience, and and then they own that connection to the audience. It's not your audience, it's HBO's audience, and they're just using it to direct people to all their other shit. Versus if you first build the audience, or not, and I'm not saying you got to build the majority of it, because it's like Supernigga. I didn't have the audience around the movie that I do today when I first made it, but I did build a little bit of a community. And if you can build that, then you can take it anywhere, and you're driving those people to, it's like they're going wherever you're going, whatever you want to do. It's like, you look at Tyler, the Creator, that's someone who, if you were to go back to 2011 and say that this guy is going to be where he's at today, you'd be like, no way.
No way.
Hell no. But think about it. It happened for him very slowly. It's like, that's 14 years. And it's just this year where he's like really having his big year. It's not about having a million people, right. It's just about having a really engaged community.
Yeah. That's kind of the road we're on, trying to build this audience. I think we did really take a long time on writing the pilot script. We really worked on making this good. And we just think there's a big lane for Black anime and, horror combined. So you know, I think the best part is like we're finally putting it out there. So like getting this feedback has just been perfect, and we just want to keep it going and you know show the audience what's going on in live time, like real time. Like we talk like right now, I want them to see that we're talking to you and you know getting your advice and feedback, and just so they're on for the journey, along for the journey.
If the audience is seeing you develop it in real time and they feel like they're a part of the journey and they feel like they're contributing, then why wouldn't they be excited by the time it exists in the world? So you know what you're doing is that's the way to go. It's not like what these other people are trying to do, like bring on another writer and then just like keep it on a shelf and whatever, waiting for the right time. It's like, this is sick. Like when I saw when I saw the one pager, I was like, already got me. When I saw all skin folk and kin folk, I was like,
That's great.
yes. Like, and the style is so amazing. And I'm like, it's so sad that we've gotten past the point of like people being surprised that there's Black people that are into anime. Like, we know that. Like, there's like, even like there was a time when it was like, oh, the one weird kid that's into anime. But now it's like, no, everybody's into it. Like, you know, it's a normal thing. It's been a common thing even back then. So it's sad that I'm like, so how come we still haven't gotten like our shit, you know, like
what the fuck?
but I think you can make your stuff through the traditional route, you know, getting it on these larger platforms. I just think that it's just more of it requires more of a gamble and more of, because it's like you're putting more hope in someone else's actions and decisions and money and also just time, because you're relying on other people, you know.
You know, I wanted to talk about compromise. You know, from the, you know, from outside looking in, it looks like you wouldn't want to compromise on your stuff, you know. Like, I mean, I watch your, you know, your stories and everything. I'm like, this guy's like, he ain't compromising on nothing. but like, are you willing to compromise anywhere? Is that a part of what you do, or have to, even with writing, or like, are you thinking about, you know, anybody else? Like, sometimes I feel like we battle with certain things, you know, certain topics, and even like we're thinking like it being on like a network, like, oh, they wouldn't play us, like, they wouldn't do that. Like, what do you think about compromise with like stories like these?
It's funny because for me, it's like when I'm writing or creating, I feel like I get so locked into what I'm doing that I don't realize I'm saying or doing anything crazy. I'm just like, oh, this is fun. You know, like, it's like sometimes I'll scroll through my TikTok and I'll be like, oh, I see why some white people hate me and think I'm the devil. Or like if I was just on the internet and just stumbled upon this, I'd be like, yo, this guy's crazy. But like with no context, but like, I just want to make sure that my intention is clear and that what I'm going for is clear. And I don't want to upset or offend the people that I'm creating for. Like, if this is for, you know, a certain group, I'm like, well, I want them to love this. I don't want them to hate it, you know? Yeah. But so it's just always trying to make sure that, like, I'm on point and I'm clear. But like, I don't think about like, is this gonna get approved, or will people let me do this or this? I'm just like, this is what I want to do, and I know that there's a way to get it done, so I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
It's like people would, like, when I first came up with the idea of Supernigga, like there was people who were like Black people who were like you can't call it Supernigga, like, and for different reasons, whether like some who were just like, you can't do that, like that's like afraid, and then others who were like, well, what are white people gonna call it? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't care. Why do I have to think about what they're gonna call it? Like why? Like, and I feel like that's the thing sometimes. Like when we're creating, a lot of times we think a lot about like, and this is, I think, any marginalized group. It's like, okay, how are we gonna attract like the majority? Whether it's like like even with the Barbie movie, I'm sure they were telling Greta Gerwig, oh, we got to make sure that we're still bringing in boys and like, like men, because that's like the larger population, whatever, teenage boys. But I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, all you got to do is focus on like, who is this for? And like, what do I want to do? And if you can do that, then and find your people, that's it.
You would never change the name of Supernigga.
Oh, that was like the first question I would ask in any meeting with every studio. I was always like, so we can keep the name of the movie, right? Okay, yeah, all right, yeah. And it's like, and I remember like with A24, they were like the dude I was talking with over there. He was always like, yeah, that's like, I mean, and this is a black dude. He's like, that's the point. Like, yeah, like you can't make this movie without the name. Like that's it. So yeah, I've had the experience of like people saying the name, like white people like saying the name and being like, oh shit, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to say it, this and that.
You should have seen me trying to show my wife this.
What?
I tried to show my wife. I was like, you got to watch this. She's like, what is it? I was like, here, just watch it.
It's like the DP of the movie. Like she's I
quote that all the time now. Like, it's not my place to say.
Yeah. Exactly. I can't say it.
Yeah. Just watch.
But I remember like the DP of the film, she's a white girl, and she would be like, when we were in pre-production, people would be asking her like, oh, what are you working on at the moment? She was like, I can't say. And they're like, oh, did you sign the NDA? And she's like, no, I literally can't say. But then you're always going to compromise. And but it just has to make sense for the movie. You want to compromise in a way that's improving the project. You never want to compromise in a way that's gonna, like, if you're gonna hate it, it's not worth it. Like I walk away I turn down money, because I'm like, no, that's not what I want to do. It's not the thing. I believe that there's a way to make the thing happen, but it just has to make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we compromise
because at the end of the day, it's like
AI stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, to be candid, like we use AI because I'm an artist. I can do this, but I'm like, this is faster and like it's time and I want to get it out in real time. So, I work with it. I don't just press and release. Like I do, work with it a lot, but I mean, like it's proof of concept. Like this isn't how it's going to look. I want traditional animation when it gets made, but you get it when you see it, right? Like,
the visual story part of it.
Yeah. No, I get that. I feel like it's funny. I feel like I'm very much in the camp of like, no, don't use AI. But I'm also like I get it in like with stuff like this with references and stuff. Like I remember like when I was doing like when I was doing Supernigga treatments like in 2023, I think. Like just trying to find references, and I was like, they don't exist. Like it does not exist. Like I have to make it. So it's like, so it was helpful to have like some like AI generated imagery, just because it's like, to show people something that you're really like, especially with nuanced stories from like minority backgrounds where it's like, dog, some of these executives or people with money could not imagine, like they can barely imagine a movie about a black man in on Earth. Like you think they're gonna be able to imagine like this fictional thing? Like it's like, how am I gonna relate to this black man who lives in this side of the neighborhood and I live on this side? It's like, so it's like you want to leave as little up to people's imagination,
right?
And it's like, yeah, dude, like this would cost money to actually go make it. It would cost money or time that a lot of times we don't have. So that's where I'm like, it's hard to just say like absolutely no or whatever. It's like,
this stock doesn't exist at all. Like our story, there's no stock images with it. Like, so yeah. And but also especially when you two are an animator and a designer, so it's like, as you're saying, like you're working with it. You're still it's using it as a tool versus
versus
letting it use
Just
you. Yeah.
copy paste.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And again, and it's like, like for the actual show and everything, this is not what you're gonna be
Exactly.
doing,
Yep.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I want to like when we screen the film around in different cities, I do want to open it up like to, it's almost like making mini festivals in each city where we're showcasing our film, but then also supporting other filmmakers in those cities as well. Because that's the thing. I'm like, why don't people like literally just like it's always about it? Why it don't got to be about you all the time?
Right. Yeah.
Like I remember like we did a panel over the summer after we finished the Kickstarter for Malcolm X Boulevard, and it was like me, Alana Glazer, the CEO of Kickstarter, and like two other filmmakers who were just short filmmakers who had films that I love, and they're good friends. And we all showed our works and then did a panel, and it was a free event. And we just invited a lot of just creatives and wanted everyone to just meet and connect and in a natural way, without calling it a mixer or whatever. Just like meet someone that you think is dope, and like hopefully y'all do something together,
Yeah.
And that was fun. And like I feel like a lot of people left being like, yo, I felt so inspired. I met this person, we're gonna work together, this person, and blah blah blah. And I was like, that's sick. And then after that, I started going to more like to other people's like panels and screenings that were like about community. And I was like, this is just about you. Like this ain't got nothing to do with you. You are just here to make money or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, people fail to realize like, when you don't have to it doesn't always have to be about you. Like you can really, really go further when you're putting everyone else on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we all look even better and we shine brighter together. So,
Right.
So definitely, and this aligns, we're both making some dope horror like shit. So, it would be dope to, support each other in some way.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've given us some stuff
Yeah.
to chew on and talk about. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could be of support.
I really appreciate you talking to us, man. Like, I'm looking forward to all your movies coming out.
Absolutely,
I'm a
yeah.
fan.
Thank you.
And thank you a lot. Even checking out the one page and talking to us, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
I appreciate you guys. Like, it's dope. I'm excited. I definitely would want to. I just want to follow along and support however I can. Seriously.